with this rush, you'll be like ready to go, like right on time. I can run with a a a a test 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 testing 1 2. Why do I feel? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Testing 1 2 testing 1 2. All right, that's perfect. Ryan, go ahead and speak. Hang on, now I don't have you for some reason. Hold on. Hang on, now I don't have you for some reason. Hold on. Go ahead and speak again. No, I still don't have you. What the fuck? Go ahead and speak again. One more time, Ryan. No, that's still not you. Hold on. One more time, Ryan. No, that's still not. Try it again.
Testing 1 2 testing 1 2.
It sounds like you're there now.
Can you hear me now?
Let's let me try one more thing. I have you on here now.
Okay, and you can hear me good?
Let me try one more thing. Testing 1 2 testing 1 2. Go ahead and test 2.
Testing 1 2 testing 1 2.
All right, we might have figured everything out here. Let me just see. All right, we are Gucci Mane. We are good to go.
I don't know if you like gummy bears at all or anything gummy, but these Jolly Rancher Mifsets 2-in-1 gummies, oh my god, these are good. Did you send everything out?
I'm doing it now.
Right, good. Do you watch Live PD at all?
Sometimes.
Dude, why is it they always go to like Florida, Indiana?
I'm gonna messenger. Boom. I need Tony. I need Stevie. I need Gwenny.
Oh, Gwen's gonna watch.
Maybe. I just send them out every week.
Is she going to the 500 with you?
She is. Just her and I.
Just you two?
Mm-hmm.
Is she excited?
She is.
She got her chase gear ready?
She fucking better.
No, that's right.
um. Let me see here. Okay, we'll share that.
There it is.
How do I?
Let's go.
How do I go? We might even have some people chatting here. Hold on. Nope.
Tough. This lady is not happy at all, hon.
Boy.
What's that?
Oh, I'm just trying to get through this really quickly before we start.
So are you picking your tickets up at the track, or are you?
Yeah, I gotta pick them up at the track because
It's not too bad.
it's a dumb process.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't you do pit passes and all that too?
Yes, we did. Then I picked that up there as well.
All right. You guys leaving early in the morning?
Yes, very early.
What time early?
Probably like 5 o'clock
Well, it's what, 3 hours to get there?
or 5:30, I should say.
You get there by 8:30.
Because I like to be there when everything opens up. So.
Oh, the green flag doesn't fall until like 3 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, well. You know.
Hey, it's race day. It's tailgate day. Shit, even though the races at MIS didn't start till 3 o'clock, we were there by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Get there for the tweet up, see everybody from lap traffic and everybody like that. I got my Kentucky Speedway hat on, my Byron hat next to me, and my Byron shirt on. Yeah, I was ready for podcast today.
You what?
I got my Kentucky Speedway hat on, see?
I can't see. Not yet. I'm on the pre-screen. That's why.
Oh, you're on the pre-screen.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Let's rock and roll.
Let's get it going.
Let's go. Yeah. Oh, my Byron hat's fallen. Oh, no.
Right. Here we go.
Gentlemen, start your engine! I guess I'm out of control.
Ryan, I'm gonna start that again.
Yeah, go ahead.
God damn it! This messenger keeps going off, and all I hear is just da ding, da ding, da ding, da ding, da ding, da ding. People have anything better to do? How do I even mute this thing? Mute it for 8 hours.
There you go.
And hold on, I'm going through and muting everything right now.
Yeah, we like watching PD Cam. I like PD Cam better anyway.
Okay. All right. Now that that is taken care of, rolling intro.
Let's go.
Gentlemen, start your engines! I guess I'm out of control.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Loose Slugs Podcast, episode 73. I am your host, AJ. With me, as always, is my co-host, Ryan. But Ryan, before you speak, during our time off for the last couple weeks, we had the passing of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, 7 other people in that helicopter crash, and the passing of a racing legend, John Andretti. And I would just like to take a moment of silence right now. Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with those families right now, Ryan. It's pretty rough, you know.
Yeah, it is, and I remember too the Sunday when the report was coming out about Kobe Bryant. First of all, AJ, hope all's well down in your neck of the woods. I know you're getting ready for Daytona, but yeah, like I said, I'm sitting at home. For some reason I had the Pro Bowl on. Don't ask me why I had the Pro Bowl on, and everybody's coming out and saying that, Kobe Bryant died. And I think it was Tony that sent us the message, first of all, in the crew that Kobe Bryant had died. And then there was reports going out that that all of his daughters were involved with it too. And it was just the one. And it was sad. It was really, really sad. And like you said, too, as well, the 7 other people involved in that, man, like you said, thoughts and prayers going out to the families, loved ones, and then people that who idolized Kobe Bryant. 40, what was it, 41? I think he was, AJ. If I
Very
look,
young, very young.
yeah, he was, and and then like you just mentioned too, Johnny Andretti. I don't know if you saw the video that I posted earlier. They took the hearse around Indy Motor Speedway for one last time for Johnny Andretti, and I thought that was a touching tribute myself.
Yeah, that was very nice that they did that. I watched that earlier today, and it just chills, man, chills. It's crazy to
Yes.
think both were, considerably young. I mean, John Andretti was only 56, I think I saw.
Yeah, 56, I do believe. Yep.
Like that's just it's very young and unfortunate for all the families and victims, and
Exactly.
but we move on. That's the
And I
thing.
like what the NBA was doing too. I had the Pistons Cavs game on the Monday after it happened, and the Cavs won the tip off or the tip, and they did the 24-second shot clock, and then the Pistons had the ball, and it was the 8-second, not going past half court, which was a great way to honor. Great way to honor them. I thought all the games should have been canceled that Sunday, the day it happened. Unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. But some guys have been playing great basketball with it. Guys I've always looked up to them. Example, Trey Young, who's playing out of his mind right now for Atlanta.
Jason Tatum as well.
Yeah, Tatum's playing pretty good basketball too.
Um, but like I was getting at, the thing with sport athletes and influential figures like that is, as a nation you grieve in a sense, as a fan of sports and what have you. But the beautiful thing is we grieve together and we kind of move on together and we celebrate together. So that's what we're going to be doing today. This is a season preview of the NASCAR season here on the Loose Slugs podcast. Much happier times ahead.
Yeah, you don't even want to talk about the Super Bowl? Come on now.
Tony asked a question: who was more successful, John Andretti or Mario Andretti? And I would say I'd agree with you, Ryan. It's
Yeah.
Mario Andretti was the more successful of the two, but without a doubt, both had their success.
Oh, of course.
So,
Johnny and Andretti won. They both run races in NASCAR. Mario dominated the IndyCar scene for eons. So yeah.
um, John Andretti was, I believe, I read what he was the first to do the Indy Coca-Cola 600 double,
Yep.
which is pretty incredible of itself.
A lot of people are doing that now. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you see one Jimmy Johnson
Thank
try
you,
to
Tony.
do the Indy 500.
Appreciate that.
What's about to end?
I'm not retiring though.
Uh, but AJ, did you watch the big game at all on Sunday?
Yes, that reminds me. Before we get into that, racing's back this week. I can't express enough how excited I am for that. You bring me up to our gas and go segment because I cannot figure anything to recap racing wise.
Yeah.
So why don't we use our gas and go segment and talk some football? What do you say?
We can do that.
Actually, an early start to the gas and go segment this week, but it's because we're diving into something that we usually banter about back and forth.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yep.
Super Bowl 54?
Yeah, 54.
54? From Miami, 49ers Chiefs. What did you think?
I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a well played game by both teams. There's something to be said though about Patrick Mahomes, and that kid's a superstar. He was a superstar last year, and in my mind, right now, you're watching one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Yes, you still got Brady, your Mannings, your Favres, your Rodgers, but I tell you what, this kid has maybe 5 or 6 more Super Bowls in him. I'm telling you, he's that talented.
Tony said he's just here for the XFL preview, so.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
That starts this weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts Saturday. I think the first game's on at 2:00. But we do have ARCA racing on this weekend too, by the way.
We
from
do.
Daytona.
We do. So Super Bowl. Early analysis was, hell, maybe Jimmy G learned a thing or two from Brady. All those times he sat on the bench for the Super Bowl. The 49ers looked like the 49ers. It looked like exactly how I thought it would go, which was the 49ers are the more complete team. They're going to come out on top. When it comes down to it, they have the better defense. And then, and I told you all before the game, I wanted the Chiefs to win because I was cheering for the team that had a Georgia Bulldog on it, and the only team to have one on it was the Chiefs with Mecole Hardman at wide receiver.
Yeah.
So
good punt returner too.
Kick return to like special teams, like that's his go-to.
Oh, yeah.
Although when Tyreek Hill was out, he was dominating the that number one wide receiver spot.
That he was.
However, late second half starts. The 49ers went up 10
Yep.
to start the fourth quarter, and I was like, man, I don't know. Chiefs have been down all postseason before, and they've come back every time, but now you're in the Super Bowl. Now you're playing a better defense than you had played all season long. And then Patrick Mahomes throws the interception, and you get the poses going on for the 49ers, like 11 minutes left to go. Just thought it was over. I thought at that point the 49ers had won the game.
Tony in our chat here. It's over 40 times in a game.
Yes, I had to deal with a friend of ours saying it's over, who is a Chiefs fan, saying it's over for 50 times the entire second half. And it was getting annoying to the point where I just kept saying, it's over, it's over, it's over.
And then Brian got in on it. I think the whole crew got in on it. Like, it's over, it's over.
And then Patrick Mahomes showed up, and
yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs showed up, and they did what they should have been doing the entire game.
You know what I noticed too? I don't know if you noticed earlier in the year, Kansas City, their Achilles heel was their defense. It was something about their defense earlier in the year. And then I would say from like week maybe 9 on, their defense, their rush defense got good. They did what they did to Derrick Henry in the AFC Championship, held him to 60-some yards rushing, while Derrick Henry gashed New England and gashed Baltimore. And the Kansas City's defense, give credit where it's due. Their defense stepped up. They got the 3 and out they needed after the Kelsey touchdown. And I'm like, after that happened, I'm like, Kansas City's coming back and winning this game.
So Tony said he never gave up on Mahomes, and
I didn't either.
I didn't give up on Mahomes. I gave up on Andy Reid because Andy Reid is synonymous for choking in big games. Okay? Like, I don't... People keep saying Andy Reid's now a Hall of Famer. Like, good, great, cool. He's probably going to get in now. But he's synonymous for choking the big game away. He is synonymous for having horrible clock management skills.
Yep.
I'm sorry. If they lost, Andy Reid, the team that he had assembled and put together, like, that's on him.
Kudos to the Chiefs. They didn't back up. They obviously Andy's their coach. They respect him, and then they went out and they did it for him. In every one of the interviews they did, you heard, oh, this one's for Andy, this one's for Andy, this one's for Andy. And the funniest thing too is during the celebration, his hat got knocked off. He's like, "Where's my hat?" And I'm like,
let me tell you this. Credit to Kansas City. Congratulations for finally winning the Super Bowl after 50 long years.
Lions are next.
All their fans.
Oh,
the parade, which I heard some dude fell out of a tree yesterday.
I seen the video. I seen the video.
I don't know why I laugh. Like, that's hilarious to me.
I did too. So.
Act like you've been there before, son.
Yeah.
However, Kyle Shanahan, if I'm the 49ers, I'm getting as far away from him as I can, because this is now twice in a row in Super Bowls this man has coached in where they've given up double-digit leads. It was 28-3 against New England, and now it is a 10-point lead against the Kansas City Chiefs in the fourth quarter. Oh my gosh. Get away from him. Get away from him.
It's funny too. My brother even said it too, because him and I were talking after the game. He's like, why did San Francisco go away from the jet sweep? Any type of running. Deebo Samuel was running all
They got
over
cute.
the Chiefs.
They got cute. And then Tyreek Hill. How do you not cover Tyreek Hill?
Man,
you were the better defense in the Super Bowl. And, like, Tyreek Hill, 30 yards away from any defender being near.
Yep.
Like, really? Oh, Richard Sherman. He made the comment that he doesn't think he'd go to the White House if the 49ers won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh, he ain't going anyway, so.
No doubt about that one happening.
Yeah, but like I said, I enjoyed the game. It was a nice comeback, great comeback. Chiefs being down all 3 of their playoff games to come back and win. I thought that was great. Some of the commercials I thought were all right. My favorite one was the Cheetos one.
Smart Pack.
Well, I knew you'd like Smart Pack. Oh, look, it's Big Papi. Oh, this commercial. Oh no.
Which one you got?
The Smart Pack when Big Papi showed up. I'm like,
no. I like the Sam Elliott and Lil Nas X. I thought that one was funny.
That was alright. Like I said, I like the Cheetos ones. The Groundhog Day one was pretty good too.
The Groundhog Day one was good with Bill Murray. Like that was gold.
Charlie Day in the beginning with the stain on his shirt. I thought that was good because it played out through the entire game. And I like that. So, but everybody's wondering why all these commercials are costing money. Look at what we just said. You got Chris Evans in the car commercial with Big Papi and all these big celebrities. This is why your commercials are costing you with X amount of money.
Can I just say I'm, a little nerdy to say this, but the whole baby peanut planters thing, like that's dumb. Now you're trying to get a knockoff of the baby Groot, the baby Yoda. Like, you're just jumping on the bandwagon. Please, screw off.
Yeah, because everybody was saying that they were going to kill off the peanut, and then they brought back the baby peanut. I'm like,
I thought the slogan was hilarious, baby nut. Like, I was like, oh my god, you got to fix that. That doesn't sound right.
Tony liked the Cheetos commercial too. I thought it was great.
Tony liked the Cheetos commercial because he loves Cheetos.
Well, and then MC Hammer's in it, dude. So, Hammer Town.
I'm waiting to see his response after saying
yeah. But yeah, also too. I mean, I don't know if you're done talking about the Super Bowl. We also had another event happen prior to the Super Bowl, which was the Royal Rumble. If you want to get into that talk,
The Edge coming back was the highlight, and
I'm
Drew
I'm happy.
McIntyre winning was
Yeah,
cool.
I'm happy they gave it to Drew. I'm surprised. So and
AEW is still the better product.
yeah, I'm enjoying AEW. I'm enjoying NXT. Uh, especially now that it's on USA, even though I own the network and with the commercials, I don't like that, but that's the world we live in. But like you said, AEW. Oh, there's Tony talking about Edge now.
And Tony's like, "Did you just say Edge? Like, let me on." No, like it was cool. It's cool to see Edge back. It sounds
Yeah,
like he's gonna be there for Mania and all that. So like, it's gonna be fun. It's
they
gonna
might
like,
use him at Super Showdown. I heard.
please don't,
Yep.
please don't. For when like everyone's at work, like East Coast people are at work, West Coast people are just waking up. Like,
Yeah.
ugh, it's just
I
dumb.
guess I guess that's the beauty part of having the network. If you want to go back and
That's
rewatch it.
great. Watching live sports on replay sucks.
Yep. Ask Riley about that about a Patriots Super Bowl and
Which one
the
did he do that to?
the Atlanta.
Oh, jeez. Let me tell you something,
Tony, help me
folks.
out on that. Was it the Atlanta Super Bowl?
If you said it's over during 28-3, however, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for looking grim on that. But you gotta keep faith.
Yes, you do.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
Super Bowl was fun. Fun to watch. Watched it with a couple friends of mine, and it was a good time. We had the All Star game too, didn't we? The hockey All Star game was
yeah. I missed that. I
before
watched a
that.
little bit of the skills competition. We actually, yeah, during the All Star weekend, we had a health issue with Logan. He was in the hospital for
Yes, that's right. And
a
is he
week.
okay now?
Yeah, yeah, he's good. He's got a little cough going right now, but he's home. He's back at school with all of his the daycare friends that he's got, and he's becoming more and more active. I mean, he's not crawling yet, but he's rolling places.
Good, good, good,
So,
good, good.
yes,
So,
yes. Tony in the group chat here. Riley has said it was over for several Patriots Super Bowls, so I don't count him.
true. I give him
Eh,
that.
touche, touche.
I give him that. With baseball. How about that? Mookie Betts going to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Shocker.
what a deal. What a trade.
And now I heard it might not go through. Is that still a thing?
I'm not
Because
entirely
what's his
sure.
face, who the Red Sox got, isn't or is not as healthy as they thought.
I have not heard anything about that. So
I had heard it on the radio this morning. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. But I don't know.
so
Might not even go through.
I don't know if you've seen any of the basketball trades that happened today.
No, because I don't think any of them involved the Celtics. So,
Andre Drummond got traded from the Pistons to the Cavs.
and I heard they didn't even tell him. Like they just like came up to him and were like, "Hey, you're on the Cavs now."
Yeah, yeah, you don't work here anymore. But they got back. I can't even think of one of the guys' names, but they got back an old guard that they had before, Brandon Knight. And it's like, why are you bringing him back?
Oh man, I'm trying to see through all these trades now.
Man, I don't. D'Angelo Russell, I think got traded, if I'm not mistaken. No, I haven't really seen anything like that. So
I've got
when
nothing.
when I got home, we had on nursery rhymes and music for Logan. So he's becoming a big Dave and Ava supporter.
Well, Ryan,
Yep, it's time.
It's time. It's time to go to work. Like it's time to go to like real work here.
Yes, it is.
Let's get into some tire rub. We got some news to go over. We've got some season projections to go over. It's an action-packed show. We've got through all this now, all the banter and the nonsense. Here we go, tire rub.
Now it's time to start engines.
Left side. Pull this left rear fender out, left side.
Tire Rub is a point on the show where we go over the news of the week, and And boy, do we have a lot, because it's not just the week, it's everything we've missed for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
So I didn't have this on the show sheet, Ryan, because I just saw it a little bit ago. NASCAR has set the preliminary test schedule for the next gen car. The tests will be done at Auto Club Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, and Dover International Speedway. And it spans across 3, 6, 9, 12 days.
All right.
So that'll be interesting to get a little bit more information about that. Boy, does that next gen card, it brings up a lot of possibilities in the future to see maybe different manufacturers coming in.
That's why I think they're doing it, though. I think the car looks cool. The pictures you've seen it on at the test at Homestead. I think Eric Jones and Logano are two of the drivers that have tested it. They like what they've seen so far, so hopefully it's a sign of things to come.
Correct. I agree. NASCAR has set the stage links for the 2020 races. This is a confusing one. Apparently now the halfway point makes the race official again.
So if it's a 200 lap race, and if it starts raining, they have to get to 100. Is basically instead of the end of stage 2.
A lot of tracks also have a shorter final stage than what they previously had,
and that's right there. I'm sorry to cut you off right there. Thank you. I hated the longer final stage. If you're running a 200 lap race, 50-50, and then do the final stage of 100 or even 75 laps. You have to throw a pit stop in there. You got to throw a little wrinkle in there. You just can't go, we're going to a 500-mile race. We're going to have, 340 some laps run or 200 laps run, for the final stage.
You and I are going to have differing opinions on this.
You don't like it, do you?
I don't like it, because the one thing that was really nice about that final stage being longer is you had that possibility of a late green flag pit stop. You had that potential running out of fuel. I just feel with it being shorter, you're kind of taking that away.
Mm-hmm.
We just had differing opinions on that, because where it's nice in a sense of I can't even say you get to the finish of the race quicker in that final. Well, you do in that final stage. I like the long non-manufactured yellows coming out. It's just, I don't know, like that last segment of 100 laps would always be like the old way to race, and it was nice.
See, for like I said, with MIS, it was like 60, 60, 80. Your final stage was 80. Why didn't you just split the first two stages up into 50 and let them run the final 100?
I'm trying to find right now. They actually released like a full what's changing, and I'm trying to find the way that the stage has changed. Because it, like I said, it's got like a halfway rule now, is an official race again. It's I'm trying to find it here. Now I can't find it, of course. Oh, I can't find it now. It irritates me.
I'll look for it too.
So apparently the official distance is, no, it would still be. Okay, I found it. I'm sorry for this delay here. I found it. So, whereas the Daytona 500, for example, the stage 1 is now 65 laps. Stage 2 is 65 laps, where last year both stages were 70 laps and stage 3 was 80 laps. Now stage 3 is 70 laps. But last year, where it would be official after the two stages of 120 laps total, it is now official after 100 of 200 laps ran. So that's how it is back to halfway.
Yeah, that's interesting that they're doing it like that.
it just pay attention to that this year. It's like Bob Pockris is the one who tweeted out the like the
Bobby
side
P?
by side, and Texas Motor Speedway posted up a picture of like a bunch of numbers and math going across a dude's eyes, and it's like, yeah, like it's gonna be confusing for a little bit until you start to get it again.
So the ones I on J ski right now,
Hmm.
the ones highlighted in yellow are the ones that have changed. And it looks like MIS is still 60, 60 is 120, and then your final, which is 80. So that didn't change.
Okay.
Let's see here. Tracks that have changed their stage lengths: Daytona, Atlanta, Texas, Richmond, Talladega, Dover. Both Poconos are different. Dover again, Daytona again in the final race to get in. Darlington, Richmond, Talladega, and Texas.
Okay.
Why the rest of them have stayed the same. So
Okay. Um,
nice little
NAS-
bit of information.
NASCAR is announcing changes to their Hall of Fame induction process. So basically, how it's been up until now, 5 members are inducted every year. That is now changing to 3, and the way that it's going to be fulfilled is you're going to have 2 people from a modern era ballot, which is like I guess would be from like the last 10 years or 30 years, 10 to 30 years, and then anyone anywhere from up to 60 years back would be on this pioneer ballot,
Oh, all right.
which would just be one person. I like it because it gives a little bit more. Not everyone gets in
Yeah, exactly.
in like the year you first appear. You know what I mean? Like,
It's kind of like the WWE Hall of Fame. Everybody who's anybody's in that damn thing right now.
yeah, or the Baseball Hall of Fame, which somehow has Neil Walker in it, or was it Larry
Yeah,
Walker or Neil Walker? But
Larry
Larry
Walker.
Walker, whatever. Neil Walker probably get in too.
Oh yeah,
But just a Hall of Fame that has Larry Walker in and not Pete Rose. So
Larry Walker's cousin will probably be in
just
too. I mean,
you know,
it's what
it
Deion
puts some
Sanders said.
legitimacy to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which I like.
It's like what Deion Sanders said about the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Anybody's in.
Correct. Correct. I got a couple little stories for you. Kyle Busch has launched his own energy drink, which is shocking because he's been sponsored by energy drinks pretty much his entire NASCAR career. It's called Rowdy Energy Drink.
I'm an energy drinker, so I will try it. I haven't tried Nas yet, so
No, this
I'm
isn't
a
bad.
I'm a Red Bull guy. So
If I
Monster,
go ahead,
not so much. Monster, not so much. They were giving away monsters at the August race or something we did, and I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not a Monster guy. So
I if I drink any energy drink, it's the Monster, the white cans, the
yeah,
white, the blue, the red, any of those cans because they have like the zero sugar and all that in it.
I
It's
was a
not.
big amp drinker
I
too.
was a big amp drinker too, but now
I
Mountain Dew released this thing called Game Fuel, which is kind of like an energy drink, which I'll drink
didn't.
that too because it's not as terrible as well. Um, Out of the 2 sponsorship news, this one came to me as
Shocking.
a surprise. Miller Lite to sponsor Brad Keselowski and only one race this year.
When I saw that on his Twitter page, and then I think it was Charlotte's Twitter page as well because it's for the 600. I was in utter shock. I'm like, Miller Lite only one race.
I mean, last year they were only on for 9 races, but you know,
It sounds like Discount Tire is going to be the
the
majority sponsor.
the Blue Deuce has always been synonymous with Miller Lite.
Excuse me.
You know,
Yes, it has.
like that number 2 car has always had a Miller product on it somewhere.
No offense, I miss the Miller blue cans. I
Oh,
mean, the white can is cool, but I
it's
miss
all
the blue can.
classicy now, though, bro.
I know I miss
It's
the
all
blue
it's all
can.
old timey and nostalgia and things that everyone likes.
But the blue can was badass though. So
But one race, and it's going to be the Coke 600 in May. So
yeah, and I think, like I said, I think Discount Tire is going to be on the car for the majority of the races. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's who the sponsor I thought I read was.
I believe you're right with that. I can verify it for you though.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Discount Tire is on for 15 races this year.
And
So
then the Alliance car, I
Alliance,
think.
Auto Trader, Dent
Yep.
Wizard, Money Lion, all those. Um, yeah.
There's no beer sponsored cars anymore.
Well, there's one for one race.
Yeah, but I remember back in the day, you had a Budweiser car, you had the Miller Genuine Draft car, Coors Light. Even you had three big beer sponsors on these cars, and now there's not.
The only thing I can say is like times are changing. You know,
Yeah,
it's
they're trying to cater to the younger viewers. I think.
yeah. I mean, NASCAR has it's in a weird stage right now, and I'm going to get in a little bit of this a little bit later on, and I think you know what I'm talking about when I say that. But
Oh yeah.
we'll save it for a little bit later. I'm going to move on though. Fox confirms a two-person booth with Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon for this year. Like we speculated on our last episode that it was going to be that we thought it was probably going to be a two-person booth because they hadn't announced anybody yet. So it's just going to be Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon for the year for Fox.
I'm interested in it to see how it goes. It's definitely going to be different, that's for sure. Because I can't remember the last. I think the one of the last two-man booths was when ESPN did the races on ABC, where it was just Bob Jenkins and Benny Parsons with no Ned Jarrett.
Yeah. Also, well, no, Wally Dallenbach was with that NBC crew with Benny Parsons and Bill Weber.
Bill Weber. Yep.
So I can't say that, but
I guess give it a shot. And if I don't know if you can't judge it on just by ratings alone, but maybe get Larry Mack out there, or maybe even Mikey. Put Mikey in there. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Or hey, pay Dale Jr. to work for both Fox and NBC.
I'm
That's my wish. That's my wish.
I'm interested only because like last year we had Jeff Gordon and Darrell Waltrip. You know, not as much last year as it was the first year, but they were jumping on top of each other here and there, and like it kind of got irritating after a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You can tell both those guys. Well, as you know, remember the incident between those two on track where Walsh was like, "I don't care who he is, I'm going to knock him out." And then,
I mean, yeah.
and then to have them work together in a booth together, they still butted heads.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't take the rivalries out of it, you know.
No, not at all.
All right, moving on.
Damn. Just in our crew right now, our buddy Dave is on his honeymoon in Arizona, and he's at the Arizona Coyotes Carolina Hurricanes game, and he's right up against the glass. It looks like.
There he goes.
Second row.
Good man.
Yeah, nice view, Dave.
Good man. Truck Series playoff field is expanding to 10 from 8 to 10.
I'm happy.
I listened to DBC this week, and Brett Griffin put this really well, and he said the downside to it is it's the playoffs. It's supposed to be hard to get into. And the gap between 1 and 8 last year was incredibly huge. Now you're letting 10 guys in. Like, it's like a participation trophy to me. Like, this is my words now. It's almost like a participation trophy.
They should do it if you're within X amount of points. If you're 9 and 10, that's how you get in. Like how it was. What was it? A couple of years ago, like with the 16. Like if you didn't have to win, you had to be a certain, points.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know because I guess I got to see how it goes first. I feel like Tony Romo when I like do that.
Yeah.
But I gotta see how it works because like it'd be cool to see like the 10th driver win
win the champion. Yeah,
one of the
exactly.
playoff races. So
Or make it to the final four.
I got to see it first. I feel like a negative Nelly, but
Oh, it's not good.
you know. Some big news. A driver finally finding a team. Daniel Suarez, who we talked about last time on the show, where we can't believe that he hasn't really found a ride no matter what series it's in. He has joined Gaunt Brothers Racing for the 2020 season. Good for him. Really, really good to see that. And he's entered in for the Daytona 500 as well. So it'll be good to see Daniel back on track again.
Yes, it is. Very good to see Daniel back
Or
on
continue
track.
to be on track, I should say. Not back on track, but to continue being in the Cup Series. And the last but not least, because it's going to kind of go into our next segment a little bit later on, Ryan, the 2020 Daytona entry list has officially been released. And it features, your typical full-time drivers. Just some highlights here, like we did the last time. Tyler Reddick in the 8. We have Brendan Poole in the 15. Justin Haley in a colleague racing entry because it doesn't have a number actually listed for them yet. Trying to see some names that you don't normally see. Ross Chastain in the 77.
I saw 43 cars trying to get in for 37 spots, I think.
It is 43 cars. You are correct. Christopher Bell's in the 95. I thought am I missing? No, there he is. Brendan Gaughan is in the 62 Beard Motorsports Chevrolet.
Remember what happened last time we saw Brennan in a car at Talladega?
Yeah, but he was gone.
Oh yeah, he was flipping.
But that's all I have. I'm really excited for this.
It's 37 cars, right?
43 cars for 36 spots, I thought.
Really?
I think it's 36 make the show. You can correct me on that. I believe it's 36.
No, I wasn't aware because I remember back in the day they had like 50 or 60 cars trying to get in this field, and like you said, times are definitely changing. So
the times they are changing, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else you want to add this week?
I haven't seen really any news.
It's hard when you're gone for so many weeks to stay on top of things.
Race Hub was back. I don't know if anybody caught that. I know I messaged you today. It was back. So yeah, but it was. It's nice. It's nice to see them guys back. Fox and NBC do a good job with their weekly programming.
The hard part is as soon as this show ends, we'll both remember something that we should have talked about, and it's like, well, damn, now it's gone forever. But before we end this and go on to social media, Tony said that he's got to head out for the rest of the show. His predictions are Jimmy Johnson finishes in the Final Four and Kyle Busch wins the 2020 title, and he also apologized on there for saying that.
Oh boy.
Moving on to social media, Ryan. We're moving right along this show tonight.
Yes, we are.
Let's get to some social media.
All right.
Social media. We are back to our normally styled social media segment. We are at 1,962 downloads on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. 325 followers on Twitter. I was thinking maybe if we hit 500 this season, we'll do a pretty significant giveaway, like a bigger giveaway than we normally do.
All right, yeah, I'm game for it.
But yeah, we have to hit 500 followers for that to happen. We have a long way to go.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll get there.
Gives a goal. Gives a goal for the season.
We're there. We're back. We're on weekly besides the bye weeks.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We are even social media wise, we're back. Starting today, we are full-fledged, fully back. It's gonna be a fun season.
Yes, it is, and I'm excited for it.
Yes, sir. We are at 75 likes on Facebook and 25 subscribers on YouTube. Go ahead, Ryan.
I had mentioned it to you earlier, before we went on air. I got a friend of mine. She does. She can do shirt designs and all that. I'm going to talk into her and see what we can do, and maybe AJ and I will have a Loose Logs podcast shirt.
We could throw that
And
in a 500 follower giveaway.
yes, we can. We can actually do that. Yes, we can. So,
I like
if
that.
like I said, I gotta talk to her. The wife and I have got to talk to her, and we'll go from there. And then, like I said, I'll get a good picture of our logo, put it on the shirt, maybe put our couple other things on there as well.
I like that. I'm actually. That's awesome. We should do that.
Yes,
Let
I
me know. Let
am.
me know updates you get on that.
Yes, I have to. I can message her on Facebook, Facebook Messenger, and find out from there.
All right, I'm good with it. Please, like I said, let me know because I've been wanting to get shirts done for a while now, and I just haven't
Same
found
here.
the right way to do it.
And then like the can koozies too.
That's like Lap Traffic does, and I think
Yeah.
PETM does one too.
Yep. Lab traffic and PTM both do one.
Moving right along. Speaking of both of those
Yeah.
podcast shout outs, we have the Lap Traffic Podcast, the PETM Racing Podcast, the Three Wide Podcast, the Side Draft Podcast, the Final Lap Weekly, and All Turns No Breaks. Please go check them out. They are huge supporters of our show.
Yes,
and,
they are.
you know, just the same back. Huge supporters of their shows. Always great content produced every week from all those guys. Make sure you
Also-
check them out. Go ahead.
Also awesome meeting them out at the racetrack as well, guys. During the tweet ups, if anybody's going to a race this year, you got Twitter, Bob Pockrass. Awesome to follow on Twitter, by the way. Shout out to Bob too as well. But always go to that tweet up. You never know who will show up. Always run into the Lap Traffic podcast out there. Always great to talk to them guys. Always have a good time with it too. Can't wait to do it this summer.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. I might go to the Daytona one this year. I haven't been to one yet, and I've been I've been steadily at the Daytona 500 for the last 5 years
Oh yeah.
since 2016. So yeah, I might actually go check it out this year.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, who knows who you might run into out there.
So we do have some new followers,
Oh,
and
all right.
it was too much to list, so I'm just gonna read them all right off right off of our Twitter page. We have Steve at Louis _ WU _ fan. We have M at M Chris 10 S Chris 10 Sen. We have Empty Beers and Burnt Good Years podcast at EBBG podcast. I love the name. I
I do too.
love the name.
Not saying we don't love anybody else's name, but yes,
That's fitting. Very fitting.
yes.
We have Tanya Kelly at Tanya K. We have Zach Albright at Zach Albright 3. We have C and J Speedway Review at CJ _ Speedway. We have Debris in Turn 3 at Debris in Turn 3. 100% NASCAR at NASCAR _ 100. We have Chuck Nacello at Nacello _ Chuck. Matt Culbertson at Matt X Culb. Clay Williams at Clay Will Tree or Trey. Correct. I'll say Trey. I'm gonna say it's Trey. We have Trenton Jewett at Trenton Jewett. We have Jorkai Motorsports at Jorkai 40. And I think that's it. We have Tim Pendergast at Tim _ Pendergast. Sissy at at Sissy 24. Josh White at Fighting Marine. And I believe that will do it.
Very nice.
That is a long list and appreciate it all.
Yes, it is.
You were going to say something when I was in the middle of that, Ryan. What did you have?
I totally forgot.
I talked it right out of you.
Yeah, Tony. As Tony says, man, we're getting old. We're not getting any younger, so.
Yeah. I see that too, like in my work day. I forget everything.
Oh yeah,
Just all day long. It's kind of annoying after a while, to be honest with you.
I forgot to tell you. I don't know if anybody knows, but Dale Jr. is still doing the Dale Jr. download. And some of the guests he's got on it this year are definitely going to be some good stories. So if anybody watches the Dale Jr. download or even listens to it, man, check that out. I there's some guests on there that are going to be very good stories. So
Um,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
is there a list that I can find on that?
I think he posted it on his Twitter page.
I'd
I
like to.
know. I know one of the guests is going to be Ward Burton, and
Ward
Ward
Burton's
Burton.
always a fun guy.
Yes, he
Like,
is. Yes, he is. And I definitely am going to tune into that.
yeah, that's gonna be a fun one because he's Ward Burton. If you've never like heard any of the old interviews from Ward Burton, it's just, oh man.
You know what they're gonna. You know what they're gonna bring up, don't you? The incident at Bristol between those two.
Yep.
When
That's gonna be a good one.
when Ward threw the helmet. Oh man, just thinking about that gets but
That'll be fun. I can't wait to hear those.
Yep. Oh, that was good. That's gonna be some good storytelling right there.
Ryan, some places you can find us: iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and YouTube. In your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, follow, turn on that notification bell so this way you get notified every time we upload new content, and so you can hear Ryan whisper in your ear.
Ding, ding, ding.
that'd be freaky. You just hit that bell and you hear you going ding, ding, ding.
I would be very creepy.
Our-
What am I listening to? A racing podcast or a horror film podcast?
On Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast. You can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. And on Facebook, we are in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Our personal Twitter accounts, myself is at Grey Goose F150 and Ryan.
Arvin Cola 88.
And little update for y'all for next week's show. We're either going to record Monday after all the events happening, or maybe Tuesday,
So you're saying after the duels?
or Thursday, maybe after the duels. It's going to be one of those three. I'm not sure which yet. It depends on what fits the schedule.
What depending on too what time the duels get over too as well? Because what time do they start? Like 7:30 or?
And that's what I thought. I thought maybe because like with the way the duels are set up, like I don't want to be live during the duels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And when they get over, it's kind of too late sometimes. So I'm trying to like really shoot for a Monday or a Tuesday.
We could do that Monday after the duels, like do like a maybe like a 7:30 show, and then or even 8 o'clock still whatever don't matter, and then go from there and set up everything for the 500 with our picks for that as well.
Yeah. So
But yeah, like you said, AJ, we'll discuss it and we'll play it from here.
we'll keep you all posted on that. It's nothing is set in stone yet. So, like I said, when we find out, y'all be the first to know. So, Ryan,
Yes.
do you have a rant this week? Because it is your time to rant away.
Do I have a rant?
I feel like that's sarcastic for yes.
You know what? I've been thinking. So, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save the ranting for the regular season.
Wow. Oh man, I guess I gotta take it away then, huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything in the off season right now that has really gotten under my skin. There's like I said, there's nothing really that's gotten underneath my skin.
Okay.
So, I mean, I wish, like you said, 43 cars for the 500. I mean, I kind of wish there was a little bit more, to go out there and try to get into the race. Though, because those are always like the best stories to watch about the duels. Like I remember when Brad's brother Brian Kozlowski was trying to get in, and he got in, but it was that second race that he had to watch intently if he was getting into the Daytona 500, and that's what always was the best part about the duels.
Yeah, I remember a couple times with Kenny Wallace trying to get in.
Yep. Oh yeah,
And it was always like every time Kenny Wallace was trying to race his way in the duels, it would always be like a 3 wide finish at the line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a rant.
Yep, go ahead,
I
AJ.
got a
Let's
rant.
hear it.
So this week I was in a social media argument on NASCAR being dead. And it makes me laugh because the story was something about Atlanta Motor Speedway not coming back to the sport in 2021. Going to be off the schedule. NASCAR's dying because of that. Ah, boy. So, ironically enough, the day after, I found a YouTube video that had just been posted like that night before when this whole thing was a problem, right? And I got to find out who made it. So I'm going through my YouTube right now, my YouTube history to find it. But is NASCAR dead? That is a big question. It's a big topic going on lately. And the Iceberg is the one who uploaded it. If you haven't seen it, it's an 8.5 minute video. It's very good.
And you said
No.
that's on YouTube?
Yes. No. NASCAR's not dying. In that video, they stated the following: Daytona being close to another sellout of 101,000.
Last I saw it was sold out, I do believe.
A sport that's dying is not going to sell out a race. A lot of the tracks they want to put out there that visibly on TV, the attendance looks down. Yeah, some people now find it more comfortable to watch it from your home instead of going out to a racetrack. It's also not as affordable as it used to be. They want to say that tracks are getting rid of seating. Like, no, that's because times are changing. Like, look at all sports in general. Besides the NFL, which only has 16 games a season for your home team, you only get to see them 16 times. Like, this is a little bit different. You know what I mean? Baseball. What's baseball's average attendance right now?
Terrible.
What is
minus the Yankees? Who else has a good attendance?
Yankees, Red Sox?
Oh yeah, Boston. Yes.
Do the Dodgers typically sell out? The Cubs typically sell out.
Yeah, Wrigley sells out. Comerica Park, when the Tigers are good, averages good crowds, but when they suck,
but
they walk up the day of the game and get,
look at the really bad teams too. Like in the NFL, I can't say the Cleveland Browns because even when the Browns sucked, they sold out and it was amazing. Oh, yeah. But the Bengals had terrible attendance last year. The certain basketball teams have terrible attendance.
Detroit Pistons are one of them.
The Detroit Red Wings too have a bad attendance, don't they?
The attendance is still up for the Red Wings, just because it is hockey, and we love hockey in Detroit.
Another thing that was mentioned in the video, and that I mentioned earlier today on the show, the next gen car looking like a lot of different manufacturers can come in. And manufacturers wouldn't be bidding to come into NASCAR if they saw it as a dying sport. They wouldn't invest in that. It'd be a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, I have not heard is going anywhere. I have not heard anything official. I haven't even seen a news article get written about it. All I've seen is a Facebook post from someone who you have to hit add as friend to see what they have on their Facebook page. I'm refusing to believe someone who does not know, who does not have any inside information to say NASCAR's dead, when you don't even watch it to begin with to say that it's dying. Because that's typically the people who say it, or the people who stopped watching years ago when their driver, i.e. retired, when Dale Earnhardt unfortunately passed away at Daytona in 2001. A lot of people stopped watching because of that, because they didn't want to take the time to find a new driver after that. It irritates me seeing those words together, because
yes, it does.
When it's said, it usually comes from the people who have no idea what they're talking about, have not, like I said, watched, attended, bought a T-shirt for the sport. You have no space to say that if you have no idea what's going on.
I'm gonna throw in something too. I mean, when I was at the August race in this past August, that the crowd was great. I mean, it was one of the more full races I've seen in quite some time out there, because there was a June race that my brother and I went to, and I wanted to get an aisle seat. And I bought the tickets because my brother smokes and everything like that, and you can't smoke in the grandstands at MIS. So I got an aisle seat, and we get there, and we could have sat anywhere we wanted to in that section that day. But slowly but surely, the attendance is coming back up. I've noticed that at the races. So yeah, to say the sport's dying, yeah, obviously the guy was probably talking about the Bristol Spring Race last year, where they had emptied the turns. They didn't have anybody sitting in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. Well, that's just because what Bristol decided to do. The spring race now doesn't draw as much as the night race. And if you remember the night race correctly, that crowd was packed at the night race.
Yeah, it just, like I said, man, it really irritates me seeing people who have no clue say anything about it.
Exactly.
If you haven't bought a ticket to a NASCAR race in the last 5 years, you can't say that. If you haven't bought a hat, a T-shirt, a magazine, one of the video games, if you haven't turned your channel to a NASCAR race for more than 20 laps in the last 5 years, you can't say that.
Exactly.
And I rest my case. That's all I got.
Yeah, like you said, for people not to say the sport's dying when they don't even watch it anymore is a crock. That's what it is. It's just a flat out crock that they're not going to the races. They're not buying tickets. Granted, like you said, yeah, tickets right now are at a steeper, for some tracks, but some tracks you can, like MIS right now is running a deal, 2 tickets for $99. Good seats. Plus they got the Eric Jones Q&A package with tickets. So you can't beat that. They got great deals. You gotta just find the great deals.
Yep. You just gotta find the deals, find the right tracks to go to.
Groupon. I don't know if people are familiarized with Groupon. They sell tickets. They sell big deals on Groupon. So to say the sport's dying, yeah, check.
You got to invest in the sport to have the right to say something like that. And that's what I'm going to leave it at. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm not going to talk about it on this show anymore because that is just so dumb. It irritates me to no end. Sorry. I had to get that out.
I guess they're just trying to look at what it was like in the 90s. And
it's not going to be that. It's not going to be that again. It's not. Anyway, white flag. Let's get into some better things.
All right.
White flag. Here we go.
Keep working the mirrors. In line with you. Coming to the white. Only 2.
So this week on our white flag segment to kick off the season, we are going to go over who we think is going to win the Clash, what our front row is going to be for Daytona 500 pole qualifying.
Yep.
Our Truck Final Four, Xfinity Final Four, Cup Series Final Four, and champions from all of them. Ours can overlap. It can be the same. It does not matter, especially for the Clash and qualifying. It means nothing. Although if you pick the correct front row, I don't know, I'll throw you 10 bonus points for getting the correct front row.
All right.
And I'll throw you like a half a point for getting the Clash winner.
And a hat.
And a free hat.
Hey, we can go to a basketball game and they do the t-shirt tosses with the cannon. So,
So Ryan.
Yes.
I will let you go ahead with all of that. Go ahead. Your Clash winner.
My Clash winner, I got him on my shirt. Give me the 24 William Byron. I think it starts out strong for him. I think he sniffs the win getting it in the Clash. And this is how he gets his wins this year, by winning the Clash.
Your Daytona 500 front row.
Chase Elliott on the pole, and your outside pole, Tyler Reddick.
Damn, I actually like that way better than my pick. Okay. Your Truck 4.
Let's see here. Truck 4 are going to be Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum, Brett Moffitt, Johnny Sauter.
Okay. Your champion.
Christian Eckes.
I see, like, we kind of went with the same there, except I chose a different champion.
Mm-hmm.
Your Xfinity 4.
I got Noah Gregson, Ross Chastain, Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric.
Okay. And your champion?
Austin Cindric.
Your Cup 4.
I've been debating about this all day, but I'm going to go with what I have written down. Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, and I agree with Tony Jabroni. Jimmy Johnson
Wow.
makes it.
Your champion?
Kyle Larson.
Oh, you even threw the Kyle in there. Like to
Yep.
throw everybody off.
Yep.
All right. So, my Clash winner, a man who's won it 3 times before, Kevin Harvick.
Okay.
Your Daytona 500 front row, I have Cole Custer and Tyler Reddick.
Nice rookie class. I
Yep.
like that.
I believe in the theory of that whole Daytona 500 qualifying is a little bit rigged. So I'm going to see if I can go with the good story here.
I was trying to think what was the biggest story in the offseason.
That's exactly what I was trying to figure out my front row.
I'm thinking
Jimmy Johnson too, man. Like Jimmy Johnson in the front row for his final Daytona 500. I didn't think about that until just now.
I'm going to switch my front row to Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott.
I actually think that's gonna be the front row too. I'm gonna start 10 row. I'm gonna start 10 points back.
Oh man!
All right, my truck 4: Johnny Sauter, Christian Eckes, Brett Moffitt, and Stuart Friesen. My champion, Stuart Friesen.
Really? You know they switched manufacturers to Toyota, correct?
Yep, and I think that helps them out. I think that with him getting his first Truck Series win last year, it helps him for this year to win that first championship.
All right, I like that.
Your Xfinity 4: Justin Allgaier, Ross Chastain, Harrison Burton, and Chase Briscoe. Your winner is Ross Chastain.
All right.
And your final 4 for the Cup Series: Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and your Cup champion, finally, Denny Hamlin.
Oh man,
I'm not a Hamlin fan by any means, so don't take my finally as like I can't wait to see it. As a the dude has been so damn close so many times.
Man, you even upset my hat.
Like
William Byron hat.
I thought Carl Edwards was the guy who like was always going to be that close and never get it done to winning the championship, but like Denny Hamlin has taken that role. Last year was the year he should have won it, and he couldn't pull it off. So your bold predictions, Ryan.
I'll let you go first. You do one first.
I just have 2.
Okay.
I
got 3.
I also, you know what? I have a third.
Okay.
I just thought of a third. My first one, not a single Stewart Haas racing car in the final 4.
I can see that.
I don't even have a Stewart Haas racing car winning any of the final 8 races.
All right.
I have one of the rookies from this season winning a points race before William Byron does.
I don't think that'll happen.
I only say that because you have Daytona, the unpredictability, the strange things that happen with rookies in the Daytona 500. William Byron, in his first time, almost won it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Got taken out by, was that the Kyle Busch wreck?
Yeah.
Took him out of that. I don't know, man. Like, this is the year where I think Willie B has to, or get off the pot.
I think Larry Mack, I'm with Larry Mack. He's the one to watch for at that organization right now. He's, because they were doing a thing on Race Hub the other day, and it's his time to shine. I think him and Knaus, they got it down. They, last year, get familiarized. Like Byron's biggest problem is restarts.
Mm-hmm.
And if he get them damn restarts down, the ceiling is bright. He dominated in the Truck Series. Won, in the Xfinity races. So the guy can get it done. He's finally got that crew chief with him. So let's go.
This is the year where he has to produce something.
And he will.
If he doesn't produce anything this year, I honestly think he's a lost cause.
I don't think he's a lost cause. I think he'll be all right. I got that feeling.
I hope you're right, because honestly, I'm a William Byron fan. I got the t-shirts in my closet to prove it. But I think this is the year where he has to do something.
Yep. And I think he will.
I feel like I'm going into this season with some tough love for people.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson gets a win in one race this year. One race.
Okay.
One race. That's all he gets.
All right.
That was my last one.
So, any more?
That's all I have. That are my
Okay.
3 bold predictions.
My 3 predictions: all 4 Hendrick cars win this year, multiple races. The winner of the first Pocono race will win the second Pocono race. And my 3rd and final one, this is going to make some people upset, especially one EG3. Martin Truex Jr. will not make the playoffs.
Ooh, like as a whole, like won't make the 16.
As a whole, he will not make.
Man,
the playoffs.
that is bold. I wouldn't bet on it.
I went on the limb.
That is like you must have like a hot tip.
No, I just I don't think it's crew chief.
So I heard something earlier this week about Martin Truex Jr. and his crew chief. Cole Pern left. Cole Pern used to be an engineer for Martin Truex Jr.'s cars.
Yeah.
This guy that they had just brought in, and I don't have the name, and I can't think of it right now, was also the same role that Cole Pern was in before he became crew chief for Truex. I don't see it being seamless, especially when you're trying to replace a guy like Cole Pern.
Yeah.
But I can say that I think he can continue his success. I don't have him in my final 4. I don't have him in my final 8. But Martin Truex Jr. will have a fall off from what he was last year.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be as significant as people think.
And I don't hate Martin Truex Jr. at all. By no means necessary. I just think new crew chief is going to take some time to gel.
I agree. So this weekend, TV schedule wise for NASCAR, the Cup Series, qualifying for the Daytona 500 is Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox. The Busch Clash will take place right afterwards on Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1.
I got a TV schedule too. Saturday, it's either anywhere between 3 and 4:30. The ARCA race.
I will be at my local short track Saturday, so I will
Oh.
not be able to catch it.
All right. And then, yeah.
That does it for me, man.
Okay. Yeah. So, it was nice to see too because I don't know. Did you watch any of the Rolex 24?
A little bit.
Yeah, it was so nice to see cars back on track. Here, Lee Diffie, see Junior and Letarte and everybody getting ready. They're ready to go too. So
I can't wait, man.
Yep, Fox
Finally.
has the first half. I can't wait.
Finally.
Good to see the cars back on track this weekend.
Ryan.
Yes.
Now it can actually be said in a truthful manner. Please hit everybody with it.
Guys, hope everybody has a great rest of the week. One more day, it's Friday. Woohoo! Cars on track this weekend. We will see you at the track.
It is finally a race weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait for it. Special thanks to Tony for coming out in our chat, talking with us a little bit. Everyone who tuned in tonight and downloaded this podcast on whatever platform you do it. We thank you so much. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for joining us on this ride. We can't wait. The 2020 NASCAR season is finally here. We hope you have fun with it. We'll see you next week.